Happy Tuesday. I feel like it's been so long, even though it hasn't really been that long. It's only been like a week and a half. But it's been a very crazy, very awesome, very intense week and a half. So I'm back. I figured I'd make this reading public just, because I've been gone for a while, haven't had any new classes for a while, and I just wanted to say hi to everybody. We're just going to do a tarot check-in and see what's on the horizon for us this week. So say hi if you're here. Hi. We'll give everybody a chance to get in here. Yeah, usually these live tarot readings happen in my YouTube membership. But I wanted to I do like one or two a month that are open to everybody, just to say hi and, I don't know, connect with you guys, because I love connecting with my community. Hi guys, I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, I've been in Joshua Tree for a week hosting my Witchcraft and Wellness retreat, which has been incredible, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Hi police. Yeah, so I was in Joshua Tree for a week, and it was just amazing. I don't know what else to say about it. You can see the stuff that I've posted about it, but it was everything I wanted it to be and more. Just such incredible people came, and we hiked, we did yoga, we did workshops, we had a zodiac dinner where everybody dressed up as their zodiac signs. We had a coven picnic where we all just wore witchy best. We connected. It was just absolutely magical. So that's where I've been for the past week. Hey, Megan. But I missed you guys. I missed everyone in my membership. I really missed, being able to connect with you guys every week. And I just missed my YouTube family. I feel like, I really connect with you guys here on YouTube the most of any of my social media platforms. So yeah, we're just going to do a little tarot reading and check in for the week. So I did get 2 new decks while I was in Joshua Tree. I got this Heart and Hands tarot, which is super cool looking. I played with it a little bit. And then I got the Lunar Oracle. So these are the 2 decks we'll use. We'll pull some cards and then we will clarify with the Lunar Oracle. I also got a ton of new crystals, which is exciting. This is Vanadinite, I believe is how you pronounce it. But it is insane. I found it at this cool store in Joshua Tree called The End. And it was just hiding. It's not exclusively like a crystal shop. I think this was like the only crystal they had in there, but it was like hiding in a corner. And when I brought it up to the register, they were like, "Oh wow, you found like the special secret crystal." And I was like, "Wow." So you can't, the camera doesn't do it justice of how sparkly it is, but there's like sparkles everywhere. And then I got this chunk. Yes, definitely. I get this chunk of really light green fluorite. I've never really seen fluorite like this before. I let crystals like speak to me. That's how I buy my crystals. I don't go in with I'm gonna buy this crystal. I just kind of let it happen. I got these, they called them dragon's tooth amethyst, which it kind of looks like a dragon's tooth. Whoop, and I dropped it. There it goes. It's hard when you have nails, my friends. But it's like an amethyst point. They had like a massive one that was like this big, but it was like, I don't know, $200, and I was like, I'll just get the baby one. And then I got some garnet. It's a little chunk of raw garnet. I don't have any garnet, and I don't know why I've been feeling really drawn to like red crystals lately. So yeah, I also have here, so if you haven't seen what I did in my Witchcraft and Wellness retreat, we did a live full moon and Capricorn workshop together where we got to sit outside underneath the Capricorn full moon. I posted a time lapse of it on my TikTok. I'll post it on Instagram as well. But it was just incredible. We all sat outside in the desert underneath the Capricorn full moon, and it was absolutely incredible. And I made 3 giant bottles full of moon water. So here's one, and I have carnelian, fire quartz, strawberry quartz, and rose quartz, and red aventurine in the bottle here. And this is moon water, so it was charged under the Capricorn full moon. I made this one with these crystals specifically for attraction. So I'm just gonna kind of cleanse my hands with this. So if you were curious on what you can use moon water for, you can use it to cleanse before tarot readings. So I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit. Boop. And just kind of wash my hands with it. You can put it in your bathtub. One of my clients at the retreat said they put it in their coffee maker to brew their coffee with, which I think is really cool. You could use it to make your tea. You can use it in spell work. You can use it for a lot of different things. So yeah, what else did I want to say? I feel like there was so much that I wanted to say to update you guys on. Yeah, I mean, so something that that kind of came up for me during the retreat was I find that my life kind of, so I have this candle. If you've ever seen those candles, it's called the birth date candle, where it gives you a candle like for your date of birth, and it tells you all about your date of birth, what it means, and it also has a tarot card for every day. And mine is the Tower, and like, you know, we love to hate the Tower. But what I've realized is that it shows up in my life as really high highs and really low lows. So I find that when things go really good, it's like really awesome. When things go really bad, it's like really bad. And that's my life is never like average. It's very like up and down and wow, oh my God. So like my retreat was like super amazing and just incredible and awesome. But right before that, the day that I was leaving for my retreat, the air conditioner in my house broke. If you don't know, I live in Las Vegas. I have 3 dogs, and my mom was watching my dogs. So it was like 120 degrees here. My air conditioner broke. And then that morning, so I'm like trying to figure out my air conditioner because I got to leave to go to Joshua Tree to host this retreat. And then what else happened? I rented a van to drive people to Joshua Tree. There was a whole situation with that. And now I have an infected wisdom tooth in my mouth, which I'm having surgery for next week. But then I had this really, really incredible retreat that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. So, you know, it's very up and down. It's very, and then also, got back from the retreat and found out that my landlord is selling my house. So now I have to find a new place to live. So it's like just up, down, in, out, all around. But I feel good, you know, despite the lows, I feel great. You know, I've kind of gotten to this point where, you know, I'm just grateful for everything. And I've been through some really intense stuff. And, you know, I can kind of still be grateful when I'm dealing with the lows. So I don't know. That's just like a personal anecdote that I wanted to share with you guys. I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And it was just so amazing to connect with my clients who found me online and came to this retreat in Joshua Tree. Most of them were people, you know, from all over that have never met each other before. And by the end of the week, we were all like best friends, and it's just incredible. And the next one is in Salem in November. It is sold out, but I'm going to be announcing the 2023 dates very soon. So keep an eye out for that. I'm probably going to go back to Salem in March because I know that one sold out super fast and a lot of people wanted to go but couldn't. So we're going back to Salem. Probably going to go back to Joshua Tree at some point. I'm looking at Sedona. I'm looking at either Cannon Beach, Oregon, or somewhere in Washington. I'm looking at New Orleans. So there's a lot coming. I'm in the midst of a massive low right now. I need some positive energy for sure. You know, and that's the thing with life. There's highs and lows, and we're going to go through all of them. And I feel like it always happens at like the same time. It's like the same time there's like just a massive, like, you know, when it rains, it pours kind of situation. But astrologically, we had the full moon in Capricorn last week, which was a huge, if you saw it, I mean, it was incredible. It was a huge super moon. It was ginormous, and it was just amazing. And it was all about releasing what's blocking your goals. We have the new moon in Leo coming up next week, which I'll have the yoga class and tarot reading for. I'm gonna start shuffling while I talk before I forget. Right now the sun is in Cancer. We're going into Leo season in a couple of days. I'm not sure if I'd do a Midwest one. I used to live in Chicago and I hated it. So definitely no shade to the Midwest. It's just, I don't know why my camera keeps shaking. The Midwest just like traumatized me in a way. So I don't know, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. I'm hoping to go international, hopefully in 2024, maybe next year if I can swing it, if I can make it work, but we'll see. But right now the highest requested this week has definitely been a pores kind of week. Yeah, it's feeling very Mercury retrograde, even though it's not Mercury retrograde. However, we do have a lot of planets in retrograde. I believe Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron is in retrograde. We're basically a lot of planets are gonna continue to go into retrograde until October. And in October, almost every single planet is going to be in retrograde. So October is going to be a doozy. But we're hanging in there. So right now, Cancer season. So the sun is in Cancer. The moon today is in Aries. So it's like, if you've been feeling like very fiery and also just like really emotional, like angry, because anger is an emotion. Cancer, emotions. Aries, anger. Very, very emotional lately. That's happening. It's Pluto's fault. And then Venus is in Cancer. So lots of Cancer stuff happening. And then we're going into Leo season, which I'm a Leo moon. I enjoy a good Leo season. Yeah, so it's just a very, I want to say like contradictory kind of energy. I'm hearing like Walk in Contradiction by Green Day in my head. At the retreat, there was this lovely woman there named Elena, and she was super awesome. She was a fellow Pisces, and her brain was like a jukebox. Like every day she had like a song playing in her head, and she would kind of give us the song of the day of like the mood. And so I think the mood song of the day is Walk in Contradiction by Green Day. So yeah. All right, so this is the deck. Like I said, it's a new deck. It's called the Heart and Hands Tarot. I found it at this cute little shop in Joshua Tree called Rainbow Stew. It was literally like the greatest store I've ever been to. It was so cute, owned by all these older witchy women, and just absolutely incredible. It had decks that I had never ever seen before in my life. So I picked this up, and yeah, so we'll pull some cards and see what's going on. So send your intention my way. If there's anything you hope to gain from this reading, any questions you want to have answered. Again, this is going to be a collective community reading, so I'm not going to answer individual questions, but I just want you to send your intention to me because I need your energy to be able to channel. So send it my way. Take a few deep breaths for me. I know the collective energy has been really, like there's a change coming. Or like we've entered like a different dimension where everything is like just different. It just feels different. There's like a lot of new things, a lot of things ending, a lot of things beginning. All right, take one more big deep breath for me. And this is a general reading, so it might have some career, might have some love, might have some little bit of everything. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So let's see who we have here. All right. These are such beautiful cards. Scoot this back a little bit. What did I say? What did I say at the beginning of this reading? The Tower. What did I say? I knew that the Tower was going to show up. I just felt it in my bones. However, I think this is a good Tower. At the bottom of the deck, we have the World. The depictions of these cards are super interesting. This is the World. All right, my friends. So let me just turn this around so you can see what we got going on here. Yeah, the Tower is, actually I don't think I can turn it around, but I can turn it this way. So we have the Princess of Swords, who is the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, the King of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Tower, and the World. I mean, there's definitely some changes coming, that's for sure, but with the Tower, I can say they're going to be big changes, big unexpected changes. This is called the Heart and Hands Tarot. I just picked it up this past week. So let's talk about it. I generally pull in like a past, present, future kind of vibe, and I think it's definitely accurate to what I've been feeling lately. So in the past, we have the Princess of Swords and the Six of Cups. So the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. And this person, she kind of looks like she's kind of waiting for battle almost with her sword. And the Six of Cups traditionally is, it kind of looks like a grandma on the card, kind of smelling the roses. And the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. The Six of Cups is memories of just when things were good. It's very inner child healing. It's the past. It is nostalgia. And with the Princess of Swords, swords is the suit of intellect, of the mind, of like ways of thinking. And this is in the past. And I feel like it's translating to me as this card in the Visions from the Liminal Space deck that I have, which we use sometimes as an oracle deck to clarify. And it says, beware nostalgia. Beware nostalgia. And that's kind of what I'm picking up in this. In the past is like, we kind of got really caught up in the past. We got really caught up in what could have been, what should have been, what, you know, kind of like our past coming back to haunt us, or we've kind of been letting the past kind of drag us down, because again, the Six of Cups is not a bad card. Neither of these are bad cards. It's just, this is kind of to me like I don't want to say a warning or a threat, but just to stop living in the past, to stop holding on to the past, to stop, you know, allowing what was in the past, or the way that things were in the past, stop allowing that to kind of control your decisions now, moving into the future. This has been for sure a reoccurring theme for me, you know, because again, I feel that major shift coming. I feel that like things are not going to be as they were. I feel like everything's kind of getting upheaved, and nothing's ever going to be the same is kind of what I'm feeling. The vibe that I've been feeling, and I actually sent this clip from Pirates of the Caribbean to my best friend when I was telling her, like, this is how I feel. I just feel like there's a change in the wind. And I feel, if you know, I'm a giant Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I have a Jack Sparrow tattoo, but in the first Pirates of the Caribbean, when Jack Sparrow is talking with Gibbs, and Gibbs says, like, I feel a change in the wind or something, says I, and then they have their little like cheers where Jack Sparrow is like, take what you can, and Gibbs is like, give nothing back. And you know, obviously they're pirates, so like, you know, we don't want to go like pirate ways, but it's kind of, you know, leaving what was in the past and moving forward with like, it's a change in the wind, and taking back what's yours, taking back your power. I don't want to say like give nothing back, because I don't believe in that. I believe in like giving an equal give and take. But for me, it's all about kind of just doing what's best for me. Doing what's best for me, and not, because I am a giver, and I find that takers like to take, even if they don't do so intentionally. When you give a lot, you'll find people that just like want to take. And so it is about kind of leaving those people behind, leaving those situations behind, even if they're people that you're very close to or family. It's time to move on. It's time to have a change in the wind and focus on you, and not letting what was in the past or your nostalgic connections to these people hold you back, and move forward. I don't know if that's resonating with anyone, but that's been very heavy in my energy lately. And I don't know. Again, she's kind of on the defensive, looking forward. You know, if the Six of Cups is kind of behind us, and the Princess of Swords is kind of looking forward. And that's what we need to do, is look forward, not back. Look forward, but not into the past. Like, yes, we can appreciate the past in a healthy way, but the Six of Cups has, we can get stuck in the past, and that's not what we want. And how have we been moving past the past? In the position of present, we have the King of Cups and the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, if you've been in my live readings and my membership, the Five of Cups is our stalker card. What does it mean? It's grief. The Five of Cups is grief, is loss, is sadness, is a very heavy energy. But the King of Cups is emotional maturity, and had a big falling out with a client today. I've had a lot of that lately. Like, one of my good friends was at the retreat. She's my nail tech. She had to fire a client, a really difficult client. And it's like, yeah, it might have served you in the past, but it is not serving you now. And don't just go back to it because it's familiar or comfortable. Like, leave it in the past. Beware nostalgia. Don't let that nostalgia get the better of you, and let it go. Grieve properly. The King of Cups is a mature emotional energy. You know, he can process his emotions properly, and that emotion is grief, because we're letting the past go. It doesn't matter what it is. Grief isn't just a thing that happens in the death of a person, which obviously, yes, that applies, But grief is also something that happens in the death of anything, whether it's a career, whether it's an old relationship, an old way of being, an old house, an old car, an old anything. I like to look at the Five of Cups as a sign to look towards the light. It's depicted as a death moth. Yeah, it's processing the grief, right? It's focusing on, so you can see here, there's 2 cups that are full, but 3 cups that are spilt. And it's time to stop focusing on those 3 spilt cups, you know, whatever was in the past, that thing, that nostalgia thing that we're kind of really holding on to. And it's time to focus on the cups, the full cups that are awaiting us in the future. For me, this is showing up as like I said, my landlord was like, we're selling your house. I've been renting this house for almost 5 years. Allowing myself happiness and success, then I focus on my trauma for sure. I was recently quit a job and started a new one and have been questioning my decision, crying every day, but you left for a reason, exactly. And that nostalgia can have like a chokehold on you, but it's time to let it go. So this has been showing up for me in that my landlord said, we gotta go. Technically I have until next March, but I'm trying to, they did, but the housing market in Vegas is a disaster right now, and it's not worth the amount of money that they want for it personally. And for those of you that don't know, I take care of my mom. I've been taking care of her since my parents got divorced. And we've kind of been like an emotional codependent crutch for each other for a very long time because my dad passed away and like all this stuff. And for us, now that we have to find a new place to live, I really have been wanting to live on my own. I've never lived on my own before, and I just really want to live by myself. And so it's been very hard. I mean, my mom is a capable, strong woman, and she can take care of herself, but we came together in a time where we both needed support. And now it's time for us to kind of go not our separate ways, but we're both looking at moving back home to my home state of New Mexico, but getting separate places. So I'll still be close to my mom and she'll still be close to me. We'll just be like living separately and not as codependent. So, but that's hard for me. Like, that's my 6 of Cups, the nostalgia of like, it's my mom and I've never lived alone. And like, I'm finally an adult and I have to like move past that fear of like, you know, having someone there, you know, and step into like the new journey and, you know, processing the grief and processing loss with emotional maturity, moving past that. It's hard, it's scary, it's terrifying, you know, it's scary for both of us, but we both feel in our bones that it's the right decision. And, you know, maybe we'll happy Tarot Tuesday, my friends. And it's going to be a healthy grieving process. That's kind of what I'm picking up. Like, this is healthy processing through grief and loss and kind of negative emotions, heavy emotions rather. This is a healthy processing of that, which is in the present. So again, I think we're doing pretty good. Like, we're doing pretty good. We're processing through things. It might be sad, it might be heavy, it might be hard to do, but we're doing it. So yay, go us. And then in the future, my lovelies, we may have the Tower. However, the 10 of Pentacles is above it. So this 10 of Pentacles, I mean, you can just kind of feel the abundance happening. There's a full harvest, kind of looks like a full belly. There's offerings. The 10 of Pentacles is everything abundant, like abundant home and hearth, abundant harvest, abundant money, abundant career, abundant relationships, abundant everything. And then again, it's over the Tower, make it rain, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's the vibe, is like, yes, it's going to be a Tower moment. But I think what people forget about the Tower is that that's the 9 of Pentacles with like all the fruit and vegetables on it, which is like the precursor to the 10 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is like, you got the harvest, so maybe you got the money or the windfall or the kind of material thing that you needed for the 10 of Pentacles to happen. The 10 of Pentacles is like long-term stability, like long-term wealth, abundance, like secured the bag, whereas the 9 of Pentacles is kind of like very single, independent, financially stable, wealthy, abundant energy. The 10 of Pentacles is like, you did it, like long-term harvest, long-term abundance, like I'm trying to find the right word, like happy home and hearth, like everyone, basically like everyone is successful around you, and not just you kind of in that Nine of Pentacles single independent energy. This is like everyone in your life is kind of on that same wavelength. You're on that wavelength. You're grateful, you're abundant, you're happy. The Ten of Pentacles better have my money, yes. And it's not, I think that's the thing, is the Nine of Pentacles is more kind of about that financial part, and the Ten of Pentacles is you're like grateful, fulfilled, abundant, wealthy, yes, but like you feel good about it. You feel like it's stable. You feel like it's kind of secure. It's not like gonna go away. It's like you did it. And it's with the Tower. And again, the Tower is sudden, unexpected change, but it can be good change. And this is a good change. It might be scary. Yes, exactly the outcome we could wish for sure. It's going to be scary. I'm not saying it's not going to be scary. It's going to be like completely world shattering, completely world upheaving. Like, I'm about to give up my house and move back home, move to a different state. I've started this new business that is completely different than my old business. I'm a completely different person than I was. Like, it is completely world shattering and catastrophic, but catastrophic in a good way. And it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be pretty intense. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Like, I feel like the next couple months I'm gonna have to work my butt off and like really get my shit in order. And like, you know, the rug's kind of being pulled out from under me. And you know, I clicked on this live, so they were pulling cards. It'd be tailored for me. Yeah, I mean, it's a collective reading, so I tried to channel the energy as best I could. But yeah, I mean, it's the best Tower we could hope for. And it's going to take a lot to get through it, but we're going to get through it, because again, at the bottom of the deck is the World. And that to me is the card of you did it. Like, you did it. It is the end of a really, really tough cycle, I feel. It is kind of full circle completion. For me, like a personal anecdote on the World is when I left my full-time job, like worst job I ever had, I was crying all the time. I would work 14-hour days with like no break. It was the most terrible job I ever had in my life. Terrible people, terrible energy. I was burnt out. I was just blech, bad. 0 out of 10. Terrible job. I quit. And the day that I quit, I came home and I pulled the World card. And at that time, you know, I wasn't too like secure in like, I knew what it meant, but I like needed validation. So like there's this app called Mystic Mondays, and you know, you can click on the meanings of the cards, and it just said you did it. Like, congratulations, you did it. And that's what I feel the World is like that reassurance that you did the thing that you were supposed to do. You're closing a cycle, and again, it's that complete abundance, completion, fulfillment. So again, even though we have the Five of Cups in the Tower in this reading, and you know, I don't like to say there's like bad cards in any, you know, like none of the cards are bad. Some of them can just be more intense than others. But a very positive reading overall, despite those cards. You know, King of Cups, we got the Princess of Swords, we got the Ten of Pentacles, we got the World. Like, yes, I agree. The World is one of my favorite cards too. All right. So, pretty good as far as tarot goes. Usually, so I use the Oracle deck to clarify, just to get a little bit more info, just to see, you know, if we're on the right track, kind of what we're doing. I'm probably not going to do any personal readings tonight. This is a collective reading, so this is for everyone. We're going to clarify with the Lunar Oracle and see if we're on the right track and just get a little bit more clarity. So when I do collective readings, I set the intention that it's for the collective. So if you're hearing this, it's probably meant for you. Sometimes I do personal readings at the end of my live streams and my membership. But I think this one, I'm probably not going to do those just because my mouth hurts really bad. I'm having emergency wisdom tooth surgery next week because my wisdom tooth is infected. So go me. I'm like, I finally beat my other infection and get a wisdom tooth infection, so that's good. But in a weird way, I feel like that, this is what I was talking about with my clients at the retreat, is that like I've had all these like really weird ailments in my body, but I think it's like stuff finally moving out. I do believe that trauma, there's a really awesome book called The Body Keeps Score, and I think that trauma gets stored in the body, and I think that with all these like weird things happening in my body, that it's literally at the points of like exit of my body, like my mouth and then like my, you know, reproductive bits, and I feel like it's on the way out. I feel like it's like the last little bit of trauma that my body has been holding on to. Where you going, Fozzie? What are you doing? Fozzie has decided to join us. He sleeps on his Grogu Baby Yoda pillow and watches mommy do tarot readings. Trauma sits in my neck and shoulders. Yeah, my trauma is definitely, like, it was in my throat. My throat chakra needed a lot of work. I was afraid to speak my mind. And now it's, like, moving out of, because, like, they don't tell you this, but, like, a symptom of, like, your uninfected wisdom tooth is, like, your throat hurts really bad. So I finally have been using my throat chakra, and, like, things have been happening, and like now it's like finally on its way out. So I'm on the schedule for surgery next Friday because that was the earliest I had available, but if they have like a earlier one, they're gonna call me in because it's like really bad. So I'm like having surgery at some point. Yeah, trauma in the stomach too. But yeah, The Body Keeps Score. It's a great book. So let's see what these oracle cards have to say. Again, this is Lunar Oracle, and I picked these up in Joshua Tree. It's called The Body Keeps Score. I'm not sure who the author is, but I'm sure you could find it on Amazon. All right. These cards are so big I can barely hold them. I have like tiny baby hands. Come on, cards. Come on, hand. You can do it. We're trying our best. I went to a dentist and he yanked mine out of my lunch break. Yeah, I might if this place is like only does wisdom teeth and they have really good reviews, so I really want to go to them, but we'll see what happens. All right, my friends, take a nice deep breath for me, and let's pull some oracle cards about it. Love it. I love that too. All right, my friends, so put this here. The first one that came out is a wild card. That's what it says on the top. It has like new moon, full moon, and wild card cards. This says keep your heart open to unexpected, not the it's a good this time. Keep your heart open to unexpected possibilities. And for me, this is kind of showing up in like, you know, obviously when you've lived in a place for a really long time, the last thing you want to hear is you got to leave. And I had just gotten comfortable with being in this house because I had tried to buy a house earlier this year, and they just didn't approve me for a mortgage. And the housing market, I got approved for a mortgage, but not for as much as I needed because I'm a single woman, small business. So like houses here in Vegas are like just insanely overpriced. And so I had kind of given up on that dream. I've kind of been like, well, I was just going to live in this house forever until they kick me out. But then all of a sudden my landlord's like, you got to leave. So it sucks and it's unexpected. However, it led to me finding like my dream place back home in New Mexico. I've been looking at these lofts in Las Vegas, and they're like my dream lofts, but they're like expensive as hell. Like they're super expensive, like $4,000 a month. And I was like, well, I can afford that if I have to, but like I would rather not. And then I found this loft in New Mexico that they turned my mom's old high school, Albuquerque High, into lofts. And they have this beautiful loft, and it's like only like $1,300 a month. And I'm like unexpected possibilities. Like it sucks and it's a shitty situation. Do I want to move? No. But like unexpected things happen. Like I've had a lot of unexpected things happen. Just over the course of my life, things kind of come out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap. So go back to high school and be a queen. Yeah, it's very interesting. But keep your heart open to unexpected possibilities. I know when you're going through it and you're going through that like tower energy, and you're going through like massive change, and your whole life feels like it's getting upheaved, and like shit keeps happening, it's hard to think that there's something good that could happen. But what I have found is that even when my life has been at its lowest, and I'm talking like major lows, like the passing of my father and like getting divorced, and like I've been through a lot, unexpected things have come out of it, like really unexpected good things. So keep your heart open to unexpected possibilities. The next one is the new moon card, which again, we have the new moon in Leo coming up next week, is create space for dreams that inspire your reality. My Arkansas heart breaks for that 1,300 month rent situation. Yeah, I mean, I'm paying almost $2,000 for a house right now. So that 1,300 would be great for me. Create space for dreams that inspire your reality. Create space for dreams that inspire your reality. And I mean, I did that. Like, I created my space, my witchcraft and wellness retreats. And I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much living my dream right now, but on a smaller scale, this is something that the medium that I used to work with, who really helped me process through my dad's passing. Her name was Krishana. She's amazing. She taught me that if you don't have space, how are you going to invite in new things? So if we're trying to open up our heart to unexpected possibilities, if we're holding on to all of this Six of Cups nostalgia, like we're holding on to like the past and not letting it go, how are we going to have space to invite in our dreams? How are we going to have space to invite in the new possibilities? If your mind, body, soul, spirit, physical space is crowded with junk that you don't need, you're not going to have space for dreams, for possibilities. You're not going to have space for anything. So what she taught me is sometimes cleaning out space physically can help mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So like she made me clean out my closet. That was the first thing she said to me when I was like really struggling with holding on to my dad after he passed in a negative way. She was like, clean out your closet, because my closet was a fucking mess, and I had all these old boxes of like his stuff and stuff that, like my stuff that was just old, like from childhood, that nostalgia Six of Cups vibe that I didn't need. Why did I need it? I'm not saying get rid of everything, but when I cleaned out that space, I ended up finding an old phone that had a voicemail from my dad on it, and I kept that. I kept the important things. I got rid of all the old stuff, and it was like overnight, my everything like shifted. I felt so much better. I felt lighter. You have to make space for new things. If you're kind of clogged up by trauma and memories and the past and the nostalgia and bleh, you're not going to have space for new stuff. So create space. Create some space. We do this in my yoga classes all the time when we do side bends and we create this space in our side. You know, I tell you to breathe into that space from your like right hip to your right rib cage. Create space physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, which means you have to let some stuff go. You got to clean it out. You got to like make some room for some new exciting things. And the next card over the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles is no feeling is final. Everything passes. And this is the full moon card. No feeling is final. Everything passes. And, you know, when you're going through a Tower moment, it can feel like it's not going to pass. Even if it is like a Ten of Pentacles Tower moment, when you're going through like a huge upheaval or a huge change or a huge shift, it feels like it's never ending. What I hate, there's nothing I hate more than being in the weird transitional limbo period. Where you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everything is shifting. Like, you know, I'm just in this weird limbo where, like, nothing is settled. Like, blah. It passes. It sucks right now when we're in it. I have just entered into it, but it passes. No feeling is final. Everything passes. And, I mean, that's kind of the best hope that we can have, is that everything is going to pass. And this isn't the end, right? The Tower, I think what we forget is, yes, the Tower is kind of a really intense, aggressive end, but it is also a really intense, aggressive new beginning. And what comes after the Tower is the Star, which ironically, the next card kind of looks like the Star. This is at the bottom of the deck. It says, give your creativity the space it needs to flourish. And that kind of looks like the Star to me. This is at the bottom of that Oracle deck. Give your creativity, that is my mantra when I go to work today, give your creativity the space it needs to flourish. I saw a post that said, I shared it on Facebook. It said, I'm tired of living in survival mode. I want to live in creative mode. I'm tired of living in survival mode. I want to live in creative mode. And you're not going to live in that creative mode if you don't keep your heart open to unexpected possibilities, if you don't create space, and if you don't realize that everything is temporary. Like, the survival mode is temporary. And I can say that as someone who's been pretty much in survival mode for like almost 5 years. It's finally almost over. You know, I'm finally seeing the end of like, I can just kind of be creative and not in survival mode. And if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's just like this pyramid triangle that like kind of, you know, like the food pyramid, like that, where it kind of shows us what we as humans need to survive. At the very bottom of the pyramid is, you know, just basic food, water, sleep, like physically things that we need to survive. Above that is safety and security. And without safety and security, you can't move on to creativity, self-fulfillment, friendship, love, like achieving your dreams. And we have all been stuck in that safety and security block for a long time because we've all been stuck in survival mode, because global pandemic, because this country is falling apart. The world is on fire. Like literally the world's on fire. If you haven't seen about like the heat waves and stuff, we've been stuck in this survival mode. And, you know, capitalism, yay, and the world is still on fire, but it is possible to move from survival mode to creative mode. I think that, you know, and obviously I have an immense amount of privilege to be able to say that, and it does, you know, take a lot of privilege, and, you know, I do my best and I work hard, but I think what this world needs right now is for people to leave survival mode and enter creative mode. You see all these posts that's like, why does anybody want to work anymore? There's no reward. Like, there's no reward anymore. Everything, inflation is up and gas prices are up and housing is up and nobody can afford to live anymore. And there's this mass exodus of people quitting their jobs. And because people are realizing that, like, you know, we're tired of being stuck in survival mode. And if there's no reward for busting our ass in capitalism, I'm just going to leave and I'm going to go be my creative self while the world burns around me. You know, like, it's time for us to leave that survival mode and enter into our creative mode and change the world if we can, you know, and create space for unexpected possibilities and new things and dreams, and giving your creativity the space it needs to flourish so we can, you know, that's how we get out of that kind of survival mode. When you're burnt out, you can't be creative. When you're burnt out, you can't create new things. And if you've been in my live readings for the past few months, it's been all about that burnout and getting out of burnout mode and coming back to yourself and healing and resting just to rest instead of resting to be productive. Like, we can do this. We can get into creative mode from survival mode. No more survival mode. I'm tired of survival mode. I hate survival mode. Like, it's terrible. We got to come out of it. So serendipity and flow go together well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it, friends. I feel that it was very validating that even though we have a tower moment coming, you know, we're going to get through it. This too shall pass, as they say. Just beware nostalgia. Don't get caught up in the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't get caught up in the past. Those ties that bind, those, like, the things that maybe aren't, it's very devil energy, like the things that maybe aren't good for us that we keep holding on to because we're like, but it's the way things were. It worked in the past. Why isn't it working now? Like, because it's in the past. Goodbye. Like, we don't want it anymore. Goodbye. Let it go. The Six of Cups can be a positive card, but it can also, you can get caught up in the nostalgia and in the past. So we're moving on. We're going into our King of Cups energy to heal from our Five of Cups. The devil you know, exactly. That is the devil you know is this, is the getting stuck in the past, is the beware nostalgia. Just because it's safe, not safe, just because it's, what's the right word I'm looking for? you're used to it. Just because it is comfortable doesn't mean you should stay there. We need to move into our King of Cups, mature healing energy to heal from our Five of Cups. And that's the only way we're going to get to this nice, yes, familiar, well-worn. We want to get to this nice, look at this nice full 10 of Pentacles. Look how nice it is, nice full harvest, you know. And sometimes, ooh, throw in the Tower. Sometimes we need a Tower moment, right? Like sometimes, like as much as I hate to admit it, as much as I hate the Tower, sometimes we need a Tower moment to get us out of our own bullshit. The only time a Tower comes around is if you have been ignoring the warnings before it. What are the warnings before the Tower? In the order of the tarot, the Devil, which we just talked about, Death. Like there's all these warnings, the Hanged Man, there's all these like, stop it, stop it, stop it, that you moved past without dealing with your shit. And that's the reason why the Tower comes along. But in this case, I think that this Tower is like, yeah, the patriarchy needs a Tower moment, exactly. In this case, I think that this is a Tower, almost like a reward of a Tower. Like, even though it feels terrible, it's like, this is what you wanted. There's another card in Postcards from a Liminal Space, I think my roommate's home, that just says, you wished for this. You wished for this. I wished for my dream loft. I wished to live on my own. I wanted to just be an adult and live on my own. And like, I had given up on that dream. And the universe said, you got to move out of your house. Because I'm not going to let you settle. Because I'm not going to let you just get complacent. Because it is the devil, you know. You were comfortable? No, not on my watch. Not in my house. And then the universe pulled the rug out from under me. And now I have to find a new place to live. But I'm like weirdly excited about it. So not all Tower moments are the worst. It is intense. It is unexpected. It is sudden. It is catastrophic. But sometimes it's meant to be. So we can have that 10 of Pentacles. So I feel pretty good about it. How do we feel? How are we feeling, friends? How are we feeling? I feel like we're just wrapping up, friends. I'm so sorry. If you want to do this with me weekly, you can join my membership here on YouTube. We do this every week, every Tuesday. We do live yoga, time to exhale for sure. We do live yoga. We do live full moon and new moon workshops. There's a 30-day yoga challenge, so you get instant access to 30 new yoga classes. I'm going to do another challenge for August. I'm thinking a tarot challenge and then also a yoga challenge. Yes, I believe there is, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? I could be wrong about that. We'll do a live yoga class at 5 o'clock tomorrow. I'll post it in the Discord and on the membership on YouTube and like the community tab. And then live yoga on Saturday at 10 a.m. It just might get wonky if they call me in for emergency surgery, but I'll keep everybody updated. But as of right now, yes, live yoga tomorrow, live yoga on Saturday. I'm going to post the schedule again in Discord and here on YouTube, so come join us. Sitting lotus style is my only yoga move. Well, come join us for some yoga. I have free yoga classes here on YouTube. I just put out 4 new beginners classes not too long ago. I'm going to work on putting out more now that I kind of have a break in between retreats. I'm really going to work on putting out some new classes for you guys. We got the new moon in Leo coming up. That's coming up next week. So a yoga class and tarot reading for that. And then a live workshop in my membership. So come join us. It's only $9.99 a month. So like very cheap, very accessible. Again, these are the decks that I used tonight. So this is the Lunar Oracle. This is the Heart and Hands Tarot. I don't know if you can find these online because I got them physically in a shop. If you're ever in Joshua Tree, go to Rainbow Stew. Like the cutest little woman-owned business I ever did see. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you tonight, my lovelies. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope that you are able to create some space and heal from that grief and, you know, move on to a good 10 of Pentacles Tower moment. Just thank you for coming here with me tonight, spending your night with me. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you next time, my lovelies. Have a good night, and yeah, see you soon.